How do you find balance when merging with the Creator and returning to the material world? You will find this balance over time, not immediately, because the transitional state also has certain moments. They are very important, little sons. I had a moment too. When you start to approach the Creator, you miss Him, His light. It feels good and easy. And this world is so terrible and so heavy. I remember very well when I would just sit in meditation for hours. Those were the beginnings, the very beginnings. It happened to me. I didn't want it. Body still needs to be washed. Putting on clothes, what a horror. So I had a transitional period in general. That's normal. When you stop perceiving your old world because you sit so well with the Creator in meditation. But this is a split. Untrue and unkind, my dear little sons. Many of my students have also fallen into this, let's say, this stream. And so they went somewhere for retreats, just the two of them, and when they returned home, everything was completely different from how it always had been, and no light manifested in them. Because they led such a double life and so on. This also indicates that the soul is not yet ready for awakening. But when you start, and I say, look into your heart. What do you see there? Nothing. It's dark, empty. There's no light. That is, people can spend 20 years going to retreats, dealing with their scars while their hearts remain asleep. Just so you understand, this is actually a normal practice. And then I say, who are you? Where are you? That is, to manifest and show the light, to break the illusion. Because I say, you are not expressing your true self through your physical life. You are not giving this world what comes to you, what you feel. Because then I experienced this unification of myself as a physical being. How did this happen? I started to not be afraid and to express through my physical body what comes to me naturally, what flows through me. That is, I began to harmonize my soul as a person and my higher soul. And the transformations began. Yes, there will be destruction, and not just one. And from one reality, you will build a new. Old people come and go. New ones come along later. This is a constant process. It is a continuous process. And then you enter, and at a certain level, you already become and express what you feel. That's how it happens, my dear little sons. And how? Non-physically, but you need to be ready for this, because most of you are not there yet. You are still afraid. Some even fear telling their partner that you meditate, because you have not changed yet. You are not ready for the destruction of your old self. And you are afraid to say something to the man or vice versa. Well, it doesn't matter. This indicates that you are simply not ready yet. That's all. You are not ready to be. Or on the contrary, someone falls into it. You know, there is also such a reverse reaction. A person becomes fanatically immersed in spiritual practices and forgets about their physical life, children, husband, and so on. This is also not acceptable. Because these are our responsibilities, but everything needs to be harmoniously combined. One must be oneself and listen to their heart. If a man has a calling, he will still go. If a man is willing to accept you and, as you change, to change with you, that's wonderful. You will awaken together and transform. But remember, his soul is not the same. However, both he and you will leave this world separately. No one will be flying in pairs or anything like that. You will go separately, responsible for your own everything. He for his own, you for yours. Because you are just playing a certain role in a certain, yes, distortion of family, children, and so on. And that's it. And when you are afraid of losing things, like an apartment, a home, or something else, and you are still attached to the material, you are simply not ready for awakening. That's all. It's very simple. And let's be honest,